Hello, hello, hello. My live. I should be. Oh, whoops. There. Let's see. Yes, I'm live. Perfect. So, today, more Pokemon Fire Red, but we're hunting Zapdos for the. I think this is the third stream now. It's been a while, but some big things have happened. I had a little bit of money, so I bought myself a second monitor. So I'm no longer gonna have to look all the way over, like 90 degrees over to my TV over here that you can see the corner of. Which, by the way, that's like 5 feet behind me, that corner. So I'm looking way over there. So I'll just have a second monitor, and it's a nice one. It's a 1440p, 240 hertz OLED. Big upgrade over my current 1080p 60 hertz. Probably IPS or VA, whatever one is. It is. There's not really a noticeable difference, but it's cool. It's even like HDR, so that's pretty good. It was expensive, so I'm poor again. It was funny because I went and I bought it, and it's like, okay, I still have a little bit of money in my account, and then my student loans, like half of that got taken out today. Right? Half of, well, not half, it's like 70% of my monthly payment because I paid it two places, different amounts. The bigger one also came out, and I got an email saying, like, your balance is under the specified amount. And it's like, yeah, because I have $40 in my account now. So that's scary. But it's fine. I get paid. Ooh, it's not fine. I get paid next Thursday. Not this Thursday, next Thursday. One second here. What is that? Uh, it'll be fine. It's not a big deal if you overdraft for just like one day, right? I hope not. Because I will be overdrafted on my account for, well, not 24 hours, like 48. Or no, because it's at midnight. But that's also at midnight, so it is 48. Yeah, 48 hours being overdrafted shouldn't be terrible. Not a big, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all, I swear. It doesn't matter. So, my hair is crazy for some reason. But there's been a lot of things happening. I've started to get some ideas in my head for things I want to do on stream. Like, I've been seeing a lot of those archipelago randomizers. So I want to do one of those. Because I've always been into randomizers. Whoops. So I'm thinking, like, just a Nintendo one. Like Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, and Pokemon Emerald. Because those were the only ones available. And then maybe I'll do more as just more games that I like to play. Get added in. Speaking of games I like to play, I've played a lot of Binding of Isaac recently. Um, I I I think I'm at like 125-ish hours, and like it's cool, but I was pissed off today because there's one unlock you have to do where it's like you take 3 victory laps, you complete 3 victory laps, and that's a long one. That takes multiple hours. Like I think it was like 2.5 hours in before I died. What happened was I was on the final victory lap, the very start, and it turned me into some like character, like because I was Azazel, because I wanted to get through it as easy as possible, and then and I was guaranteed that I was gonna win. I was doing, I killed the lamb in maybe 10 seconds, right? And so yeah, it was guaranteed that I was gonna win, but it transformed me into like a version of Isaac I've never seen before, where he like floats. But I also couldn't see my health because there was a curse. There was a health curse, but that was fine, right? Before I had a bunch of health, and I had like multiple soul hearts, right? So there was no issue. No issue at all, right? I had like 3 soul or black hearts or whatever. So I had health, guaranteed. And then I walk into a curse room because it's right there off the start. There was a curse room. So I walk in. There was nothing of value. Well, there was. There was a black heart, and I picked that up. And then as I walk out the curse room, bam, I'm dead. Which makes no sense. I was alive. I picked up a heart, and then I died. So I think there's some character that I just don't know of that has less than 1 health and can't have more than that for some reason. I think it's like the Lost, but I don't have the Lost unlock. And I didn't have the item because it's the missing poster that unlocks the Lost, but I wasn't holding it. I had seen it in like the first run through, or maybe it was the second run through, but I wasn't holding it. And then I transferred into the new thing, and it just turned me into it, even though my held trinket wasn't the missing poster. I think it was the planetarium finding one, even though I hadn't found any of those in any of the runs yet. Well, but so I didn't know, and I wouldn't have known that it can't have more health because I didn't see the health bar. It was just unlucky, but it pissed me off because that wasted 2.5 hours of my time. Maybe more? But other than that, I've had a lot of fun with Binding of Isaac. It's a good game. It's very fun. Probably the best roguelike. Like, none of them that I've played have really sucked me in that much. Like, Balatro, I have like 70 hours in Balatro. But even that's just over half of what I have in Binding of Isaac. No, probably because I've 125, I think, in Steam, but I had like 20 on my Switch back in 2018. So I probably have more. Yeah, more than double. And that's just because it's good. It's a good game, it's good, it's fun. Oh, I'm so excited for tomorrow, though. Because I finally get to see OLED for the first time. Because the only device I have that's been OLED is my phone. And you don't see it. You can't experience something like that through your phone. So, other than that, I've literally never seen an OLED screen before. So, I can't wait to start playing things on it because I've heard so many good things. You always hear that it's so good to the point where like you can never go back. And I'm ready. So, news, news things have happened. Um, since last time, there was DLSS 5 that came out and was a big stinker. It just looks like an AI generated slop filter, which I don't think is a big deal. The issue is it's Nvidia pushing it, and they love to pay money to force these things into games, right? Speaking of paying money to force things into games, Crimson Desert. I'm not interested in the game, so I didn't like buy it or anything, especially not at full price. If I'm not interested, I'm just not going to. But I've been hearing some controversy with the game. First, there was a little bit of AI, which, whatever, it was kind of like what they did in Expedition 33, where there was like a little bit of AI and like some random background artwork that they just used as placeholders and just forgot to swap. So that's a whatever, right? That doesn't matter. But it turns out there was like development hell because executives are bums who should be maybe not hung, but definitely. How do I put this? Beat down a peg, you know? Their egos are too high because they all think they're the smartest person ever, right? And that's annoying because they ruin everything. But also, it turns out that the game just flat out doesn't even like open on Intel GPUs, which you'd think is an issue with the GPU, but it's actually an issue with development because what happened was they were paid money by Nvidia and AMD probably to just not uh get support, right? To not support the Intel ones at launch, which is because they see them as a competitor probably. They're like Intel is the only company that's going for that cheaper price point right now with both CPUs and GPUs. They're the only ones that really care about the consumer right now. Not care about the consumer, but care about those consumer friendly prices. So they're very much needed, and it's bad whenever there's a company like that that gets uh like uncompetitive tactics pushed upon them, right? Now, when Intel's done that in the past to AMD, so they should be shamed for that. But it's kind of a thing where it's like, no matter who it happens to, it's always bad because the people it hurts the most, at least in the long term, is the consumers because there's less competition, right? And competition is the number one benefit to a capitalistic society. Without competition, we don't really even have capitalism. That's a very, very major part of capitalism. Maybe even the single most important part. So, in any industry where there just isn't competition, like GPUs right now, it's barely even capitalistic, and that sucks. Because we love good capitalism. We hate, not communism. Communism's not the opposite. Because you can have communism that works, but it's like we currently have the bad parts of capitalism, right? With the bad parts of socialism. Like we don't have, or not the bad parts of socialism, but it's kind of like you don't get a lot of the good parts of communism. That's the reason that socialism's not so good. But it's kind of just the bad parts of communism or capitalism with none of the good parts, right? That's how life is these days. And it's unfortunate. Though, though I think things are turning for the better. I don't know. I feel like this was too political without being political, you know? Without actually talking about that. Okay, let's talk about better things. Um Super Mario Galaxy movie, that comes out, is it the first? If that comes out the first, um I don't know if I'm gonna watch it the first. I think I'm gonna go because I won't have any money. So I'm gonna wait until I get paid for that one. I'll probably see it sometime, like within a week of it coming out. And I'm excited for that. The first one was definitely like pretty good, better than I thought it was gonna be. So the second one, I expect it to be slightly worse. I expect it to make slightly worse or less. Obviously, every sequel should make, like, logically, every sequel makes less than the initial version of whatever it is. Um, but I think it'll be fun. Like nothing too thought provoking. It's not gonna be a thought provoking movie or anything, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun slop, you know. Oh yeah, tomorrow is when the final chapter of Chainsaw Man comes out, and I'm excited. I've been into Chainsaw Man for so many years at this point, and I'm excited. A lot of people are saying that it's bad, like they've switched up now that they know it's ending. I'm gonna have to disagree with that. It's not like a 10 out of 10, but it's not as bad as people are saying. But then again, people also like don't know how to read these days. So, but my favorite part about people saying that it's a bad ending is the ending's not out yet. The ending's out tomorrow, right? Probably around noon-ish tomorrow. How can you say the ending's bad? Like you can say like the lead up isn't great, but the most important thing is what happens tomorrow. Also, it's probably going to be a bit of a longer chapter because he took 2 weeks. It's usually one. Sometimes there's breaks, but it's the final chapter. He took 2 weeks. It's probably going to be a few pages longer. But I don't know. It depends what they're trying to, or what he's trying to accomplish with it. Like what he's trying to accomplish with the final chapter. It could be good. Maybe. What's some more news? Okay, I just read that Jensen Huang, CEO of Nvidia, is quoted saying, "I don't love AI slop myself." That's a quote from him. The number one profiter off of AI slop. That's like a shovel dealer saying, "I don't like gold." Shut the hell up. I've never seen someone so just disconnected from reality as Jensen Huang. Like when DLSS 5 dropped and everyone was like, nah, this doesn't look good. Why are you doing this? This changes things. Like, this is fundamental changes. And then he's just like, no, you're wrong. It's like, what? No. They don't like how it looks. Not that it looks like bad. but that it changes things, and then you're just like, nah, but it does. I don't know. I don't like him, but that's like the coldest take ever. And like he's one of the most valuable people in the world right now. Maybe even the most. Because Nvidia is the single most valuable company at like $4.5 trillion. $4.5 trillion, dude, that's ridiculous. I've got $45 in my bank account, and he's worth his company's worth 4.5 trillion. Ay ay ay. I just hope the AI bubble pops soon. I think it's starting to though. There's been a lot of the same things happening that we saw. No, I can't say we. I was 2 years old back then. But that was seen back right before the housing collapse in '08. And also a lot of the same things seen before the dot-com bubble pop. So that's cool. Make it pop, please. I don't like it when my RAM is $7,000. I don't even have DDR5. I'm stuck on DDR4. Though I bet it's worth more than what I bought it for 5 years ago. I bet I could sell it like used, 5 years used, or almost 6 years since I bought it. And I bet I could sell it now for more than what I bought it then. Crazy. My nose is itchy. Oh yeah, so my desk, it's metal because I don't know if this is a common, well-known thing for people born this century, but it's a singer table turned into a desk. It's like an old 100-year-old sewing table turned into a desk, and it's metal. And some of that, because it's so old, is sharp, and it cut me. So I'm getting a new one because I really don't like being cut by my desk. But unfortunately, when you live, uh, when you live in a more rural area, there's not as many options used, and people tend to be more frugal. So you're gonna end up like the average quality is less for the used things. So for some things, it's best to just get it new, but new things are expensive. So it might be a while until I get a new one. So I just have to like not get cut by my desk. Hopefully that's possible. Probably not. I'll get cut again. But I do want a new one because this one sucks. Because of how it is with like the stuff for the sewing machine, like in the table, there's not really a good place to put my feet. So it's just uncomfortable to sit in. Unless I go goblin mode and like my feet are on my chair and I'm like, ugh, destroying my posture. Which I do that. I definitely do that. I'm probably like that most of the time. But that's not good. It hurts my knees, it hurts my back. So I shouldn't do it. Oops. Nope. Hmm. I'm looking at like news, but there's nothing interesting to talk about. Let me see, there's gotta be like more interesting things somewhere. What if I just search regular news? How sad will it be? How depressed will I immediately get? Google News. It's just all Iran. Or Iran? I don't know. In school it was Iran. Because I'm Canadian and we just use the American stuff for everything. So the Canadian school system, it's not actually better than the American one. It's probably worse. Because we're poorer. Yeah, Canadians are just on average poorer. And you know things aren't good for poor people. Poor people can't have anything. They get slop. Like, we don't even have systems in our schools for lunches. That's all paid, and it's like not cheap, but it's crap. Oh, speaking of school food, so they had just like a couple snacks out in elementary school, but in high school, it was terrible. They would put muffins out every day, but these were the worst muffins ever. At one point, I took one, took a bite, juicy. That's the best way to describe it. It was juicy. It was basically raw, liquidy on the inside, and that flooded out is disgusting, right? Shouldn't be served. Probably dangerous because it's raw. Um, and then like the muffins were terrible. They were consistently awful. They had eggshells in them once in a while. Not once in a while, like pretty much every time. There was more with than without for eggshells. So me and my friends would used to grab them because, well, mostly me because I was the poorest one. I was the hungriest one, right? I was the one most likely to go without food. So I'd grab them because there's nothing else to eat until one day I took a bite in it and what looked like a human finger, like the tip of a human finger, was just in there. Like I was like this close to something that looked disgusting, that looked like human meat inside the muffin. And I was struggling, like I almost vomited. For the next like hour, I was feeling very queasy. Like it was horrible. And then once a year, one day a year, we would have like a fest day. It wasn't anything special. It was boring, and it was always the hottest day of the year, so we melted. Like I remember one of the days we walked outside to get because they were giving out one free burger or hot dog. You got to choose, but why eat hot dogs? Hot dogs are disgusting, especially school hot dogs. Like you're already eating disgusting food, and then it's from a disgusting place. Ugh. But like I remember walking outside and you're just hit with the sun. I remember it, um I heard of there were people playing, I think it was football outside on that day and they had to stop it because people were throwing up because of the heat. Like it was crazy. They would always choose the worst day in like end of May, I think. And uh every time I would eat the food because I was hungry, right? But oh my god, that was terrible. Like I think my stomach hurt every single time afterwards. It was bad. Overall, high school in general was bad. The school was crap. It was terrible. But that's what happens when you go to a public school in a rural area. I remember like there were a ton of kids that vaped or smoked weed. Um, a lot of hooligans. At one point, I think one of the doors on the bathroom just got like taken down. Oh, I remember. So me and my friends would sit in this one spot at lunch every day. Not in the cafeteria because, ew, it smells disgusting, it's loud. It was just a corner in a hallway on the floor, right? And we could see the upstairs bathrooms. And in these bathrooms, people would party. One day we were sitting there at lunch and like there was regularly music. I don't know if there was music this time, um, but like I hear like a noise coming from in there. So I look over as I'm eating probably pizza or something, because there was a pizza place like 2 seconds away from the school that sold overpriced crappy pizza. And I looked at it and it was like, huh, it's kind of loud. And then I saw, no word of a lie, I assume 30 kids walked out of the girls' bathroom. 30 kids. Those bathrooms aren't big. They must have been like stuffed in there. It was crazy. Like I was shocked. I was shocked seeing that. Like not shocked that they would have parties in the bathroom or whatever, but shocked that they could even fit that many in there. And like the sound of just them walking out was like a marching. It was like a rumbling. It was crazy. Um yeah, it was wild. A lot of things at that school were weird. Oh, if I want to say more school stories. So, the most exciting class in high school is chemistry because you get to blow shit up. We didn't get to do that. We didn't get to do anything exciting, and we had the worst teacher ever. Genuinely, that teacher was so bad that she ruined like an entire year for me. Just of my life, not just of school, just of my life. A whole year ruined. And I was not alone in hating her. Everyone disliked her. Right? I think there were like 6 people taking the grade 12 chemistry class. Because in grade 10, when she taught science, she was terrible. In grade 11, when she taught chemistry, she was terrible. But like, she was the kind of teacher that like would genuinely just make you want to kill yourself. It was horrible. Though, on the flip side, some of my teachers were really good. Like not my math teacher. There were only really 2 math teachers. I think I only had 2 math teachers. Yeah, only 2. And I played a lot of video games in those classes. Like in one of the classes, I spent a lot of time 100%ing Breath of the Wild, like right before Tears of the Kingdom came out. So I would just bring my Switch in every day. And then for like 2 or 3 months, me and my friends, we would bring a TV in. And I would bring like my PlayStation 5 or my Switch. And we would play like a Mario game. Or I played through all of Elden Ring twice. Twice in calculus class. My first playthrough of Elden Ring was in calculus class. That was crazy. And the teacher was just fine with it. Teacher was talking about games at some point. He had played Elden Ring. According to him, the perfect video game is Persona 5. And like, I'm not gonna lie, it's not my favorite, but like, it's top 5. It's a good game. Not base game, but like Royal. Persona 5 Royal's good. It's fun. It's like 400 hours, but it's fun. What other stories? So I can go back to me being the poor kid in school. I would basically do anything for sustenance. So oftentimes I would need to pitch an idea for my friends to buy me like a bottle of soda. Like they wouldn't do it normally. But if I pitched an idea of me suffering, they'd be down. So things like Pilk, you know, I didn't get to drink that because it exploded on me first. Um, Root beer and Dr. Pepper, but it was diet root beer, so I don't think it like mixed properly. That didn't taste bad. Yeah, root beer Dr. Pepper didn't taste that bad. Fish sauce and Dr. Pepper, or not Dr. Pepper, not Dr. Pepper. No, 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 no. Root beer. Yeah, it was root beer that I did a lot of these things with, unfortunately. But root beer and fish sauce tasted not great. Did I mix coffee in at one point? I think I did. I had a coffee with 8 creams twice. I've done that twice, or I think one was 9 creams. It's all cream at that point, and I'm lactose intolerant, so that was the whole, entertainment side of it. Was a lactose intolerant person drinking cream. Um, though then again, I would buy like a liter carton of chocolate milk and chug it in class. Um, yeah, there were a few combinations like that, but the worst one by far was hot sauce, and it wasn't good hot sauce. It was the cheap 3 Canadian dollar per bottle, bought at Giant Tiger. If you're in Canada, you know that Giant Tiger is the worst place ever. I feel like most would rather end it all before working at Giant Tiger. Like it's horrible. Um, but yeah, $3 bottle of hot sauce from Giant Tiger mixed in a 2-liter bottle of orange Fanta. Terrible. It took me over a week. I think over 2 weeks to drink it because I had to drink it. I had to finish it. It was horrible, horrible. Not only is it bad, but um I can't drink Fanta anymore. Specifically orange Fanta. Or like I can drink it, but every time I drink it, I like flash back to it. It's one of two ridiculous things to traumatize me. The other being, of course, the water wraith from Pikmin 2. Like I remember when I played Pikmin 4 and I knew it was coming. I was like, "Oh, it's they definitely did it. They're bringing it back." So I knew it was coming. I had already prepared myself, and then I hear the noise and instantly my hands start shaking. So, like I started sweating a lot, my hands started shaking. So, yes, somehow the water wraith in Pikmin 2 traumatized me, which I'm not surprised. I don't think I've ever felt more stress than when playing Pikmin 2. It's definitely the hardest game I've ever played, and I still haven't 100%ed it. I still have to finish. I don't know if I have two holes to finish or just one. Like I haven't done. Oh, yeah, maybe I have two more. Both the final one and then the boss rush one. But it's genuinely like the hardest thing ever. So, and it's just so stressful, right? But it's still great. Pikmin 2, like objectively, probably the worst Pikmin game by far. But goddamn, is it my favorite? It's most notable because it traumatizes you. I don't know if that's a good quality in a game, but whatever. Okay, what's some news? My throat's dry. I need something to talk about, even though I just finished talking, because there's no one watching, there's no one in chat, and if there's no one in chat, there's no one to talk to, so it's all up to me. Which means that streaming is somehow harder for someone with 0 viewers than it is for someone with 50 or 100. Maybe it gets to a certain point where, like, it gets hard again. It's not hard, but it's like constantly talking, constantly coming up with things to talk about. There's definitely difficulty with that. Especially for someone like, you know what? Let's go on Yahoo News. Yahoo. I didn't know they still existed. It's been so long. One of the two pilots killed in air. Okay, no, 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 no. Can we, like. Air Canada crash. Stop it! Why everything is about a plane crash? What the frick? Huh? How is this news? AI. They're using AI to make a pretty girl that supports manga as like propaganda? Huh? What is the world we live in? No, I guess people want a propaganda anthem. It's the worst joke I've ever made. But like, if you want to look at pretty girls, there's photos of real ones for free online. They don't have to support MAGA. And why? How does that sway your political beliefs? How does hot women sway your political beliefs in any way? I'm genuinely confused about that. Right? Like, what does being attracted to someone have to have to do with agreeing with their political beliefs? Especially if they're not real. Like, it's not a real person. But even if they are, it's like, is it like an oh, you're attractive, so I'm just gonna agree with everything you say kind of thing? Oh, whoops. I don't know. That's weird. People dead, truck crash, injured worker terminated from job, war, shots fired, crash, bombings, crash. Why is all news just people dying? Well, I know why. They pick every news story of someone dying and they feed it all to you. And if they don't have enough in the area, they take from surrounding countries just to make it seem like the world is more dangerous than it is, even though it really like you can see the statistics of like the danger, the actual danger like going down. Meanwhile, people like perception of it like going up. It's it's very manipulative, right? Yeah, it's so manipulative. Just like me right now. I'm gonna manipulate you into hitting that subscribe button. Because you're gonna have to if I get the shiny this attempt. Balls. Okay, let's look at more news. Fire, death, illegal parking. Who cares? Okay, maybe back to gaming news. Uh, let's see. Oh, brand new Digimon game? I played like 10 hours or 20 hours of the last one, and it was all right. It was like a 7 out of 10. Yeah, Time Stranger was all right. Yo, Digi Up. It's a mobile game. Are you kidding me? I don't want to play Digimon mobile game. The Digimon game, Time Stranger, was already monetized to hell and back. Like they shoved that in your face. And you're telling me they're gonna do a mobile game? That's terrible. No, that's not gonna be good. Let's see, what else? There's gotta be other things. Hmm, Ubisoft layoffs. Oh, Ubisoft is annoying. It's an annoying company. I don't play a lot of their games, but all the games I would be interested in, they just don't make. Like, they don't make games like Rayman anymore. And I feel like at one point Rayman was like their most popular game, or one of their most popular games. Yet they haven't made one in like 12 years or something. It's like just make a new one. And it's a platformer. It's not that hard to make, right? It doesn't need to be 3D. It's actually better if it was 2D art, right? Make it like a 2D digital art vibe instead of a 3D vibe like everything else they do these days. But it'd be something cool, you know? Marvel's Wolverine. That's a game that's been delayed like 18 times, and now doesn't it come out like around the same time that GTA 6 comes out? Not that GTA 6 is coming out this year. It's just not. Which I'm fine with. I don't care. I played like 2 seconds of. Or no, I didn't. I tried to play GTA 5 on my old laptop when that was still my main computer, and my old laptop wouldn't run it. It would just. Or no, it would, but it like 2 frames a second, so I just instantly closed it and then never played it. I still have it and I could play it, but I don't think I'm ever going to. I'm just not interested. It's not my kind of game. Put like wizards in it or something, and then I'll like it. Needs more fantasy. Just something, right? But it's got all the vibes of a game that I just don't care about, right? Like it's exactly like the game that I don't care to play. But it is funny seeing GTA 6 just get infinitely delayed, so that is what I'm hoping for. Because I really want to see people crash out again. Oh, yeah. Oof. Yeah, I really want to see people crash out again. I don't know what's happening to my voice. Maybe I'm talking too much. Ooh, Xbox announcements? I say ooh as though they're gonna make anything good. Maybe, maybe. But have they recently made good games? Cookie Run franchise announces new 3D open world game. So Cookie Run is something that I've seen. I don't know what it is, but I've heard it. I've heard the term. I've seen like a couple character designs, and I think it's a mobile game. Maybe I should look into it because it seems like it's like somehow culturally relevant. But it is it not just like a generic mobile game? Also, how's a generic mobile game getting a 3D open world Unreal Engine game? Is it gonna have like that Mario in 2014 vibe of looking unnecessarily realistic? Are they gonna have the pores on the cookies? That would be funny if they did. It would be very funny. Witcher 3 DLC? What? What are you... Huh? Isn't Witcher 3 like 10 years old? Or more? It's not getting DLC, bozo. Who wrote that article? They've got a weird name. Probably Swedish or something. Rockstar Games accused of underpaying some of its workers. Wow! Who could have guessed that the company owned by Take-Two Interactive would be terrible, right? Like they had those union busting layoffs a while back. So that's cool. Just a lot of things that are really pointing towards GTA 6 probably not being that good. What did I just read? The Sims teases Lo-Fi Girl collab? What? Like the YouTube channel for studying. Like Lo-Fi beats to study and relax to 24/7. How do you have a collab with that? It's basically a GIF. You're having a collab with a 10-year-old GIF. What? What does the world come to these days? Let's see, more news. Switch to compatibility updates. Yeah, don't care. Minecraft Dungeons 2. Oh, yeah, I never watched Minecraft Live. That was yesterday, I think. Right? Usually I watch them, but I just didn't. I think I was asleep. Um, Maybe I'll watch it. Minecraft Dungeons 2. I never played Dungeons 1. Just not interested. Maybe it's a fun game, but like, eh. And then they probably had other cool updates, but also cool updates in 2026 for Minecraft? That's crazy. Right? I just don't believe that. Crimson Desert lets you beat up kids. Good, every game should. More Xbox leaders have left Microsoft. Microsoft is really doing poorly. Starfield is doing well on play. Why? Starfield doesn't Starfield suck? It's kind of just mid. Just play Skyrim or Oblivion. Crimson Desert Trick lets you use tree as a catapult. Dude, we've been doing that for 9 years. Oh my god, Breath of the Wild is 9 years old. But we've been doing that with for 9 years. Um, yeah, crazy to me that Breath of the Wild is 9 years old. But you can use a tree as a catapult in Breath of the Wild and in Tears of the Kingdom. But you can use anything as a catapult in Tears of the Kingdom, right? You can like launch out of it or something. Get like super flight. Uh, Crimson Desert sold 2 million copies in just one day. I'm not surprised. It's it's a big game release, right? It's like the biggest game release of 2026 so far, right? What's it rated on Metacritic? Let's see. Metacritic 78. I expected higher. So are the top games still Pocopia? Pocopia's a 90? What? And Requiem's 89. Okay, so the Pocopia is still the highest rated game of the year. How? Well, I understand why Crimson Desert didn't do so amazingly well. I heard like there were even like developers of the games saying that it was the development was kind of a mess. So I'm not surprised that they had some issues. New sales data shows that the PlayStation 5 outsold the Nintendo Switch 2. Did it? I mean, like, I doubt that. Especially not this month with Pocopia. Pocopia is a huge system seller, right? You hear so many stories of people buying the system for a game. That's when you know that the game is definitely a system seller. And PlayStation 5 didn't have that. Pokemon, wait, lucky players. Whoa, 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 whoa. Lucky players will get to play Pokemon Champions before others. Oh, at PAX East. Is there a date though? It'll probably just be released then, right? Oh no, that's the 26th to the 29th. That makes sense. But we don't have a day yet for Champions. I want to play Champions. I've heard that it might have weird monetization, but a lot of that is around like speeding up the process for training Pokemon, but training Pokemon's not that bad. Right, training Pokemon isn't terrible. And you can do that entirely for free in like Scarlet and Violet. Especially because all of the Pokemon you're going to use are probably from there anyway. Because, I know Incineroar's in there and you're going to use him. Why wouldn't you? Unless you're Wolfie, because like he really hates Incineroar. But most people aren't good enough that they can just dislike a Pokemon and that be the reason they don't use them, right? Most people aren't that good. Borderlands 4 is raising the level cap. What a stupid. How's that news? Raising the level. Ooh, Deltarune Chapter 5. Apparently, there's news on that. I've never played Deltarune. I'm waiting until the whole thing releases. I don't know how many chapters it's gonna be, but once all of Deltarune releases, that's when I'm gonna go through and finally play it. I liked Undertale. It was cool. I never beat Sans though. Pokemon Legends ZA gets a March update. What got fixed? What are the patch notes? No, obviously no paid content. Oh, it just says that several issues have been fixed. Just okay. You don't need to whatever. You don't need to say that oh several issues have been fixed and that's all they said. Do a news article if like it's a big thing. Like if there's a huge major problem that they outline that they fixed or something. But if they just say like, oh, several changes have been fixed and that's the only patch note, then why make an article about that? This is why journalism these days, like game journalism especially, is just looked at so poorly. Because they make things up, they don't do proper research, and then they turn every little thing into an article. March 2026 or March 26th, not 2026, March 26th, free games on Epic Games, but they're games I don't know. I've never heard of them before, so I don't care. Though I've gotten a couple free ones that were good. Enter the Gungeon and GTA 5. Though I don't care about GTA 5. Um, oh yeah, it was funny. When Crimson Desert came out, there were some reviews, like negative reviews. So for some reason, their stock price plummeted 40%. Like that's crazy to me. How does your stock price plummet 40% over a couple negative reviews? Largest Lego set ever is coming? So it's gonna be like $10,000 then? Because they're priced based off pieces, right? So more pieces means more money. They're too expensive for poor people like me to even think about buying though. Like I've wanted the Nintendo ones and the Pokemon ones, but I can't afford that, right? Just because it's cool doesn't mean I get it. Uh, why is it that all of the gaming news I'm seeing is just like patch notes for a game that I don't care about? Give me actual news. Or just don't make the article at all because it isn't news. I don't know, whatever. Whatever. Any other news? No. Oh, when searching gaming news, Reddit comes up, like r/gaming. I couldn't think of a worse place to click on, but I'm tempted. I'm tempted to click on it. Let's see. Let's go best of the last week. Top of this week. Utilize your local library. There's no chance in hell my local library has video games. I know some do, but I know mine don't. Slay the Spire 2. Slay the Spire 2 is cool. Like, I played Slay the Spire, like one or two runs of Slay the Spire 1 a while back, and they were fun. The issue is I'm just not a fan of deck builders. Like I like the Balatro because it's simple and everything is just a number, but something about deck builders that go beyond that, something like a Slay the Spire, it just doesn't click with me. Todd Howard says, "Don't like just pretend we didn't announce Elder Scrolls 6." How? Like we know he announced it before it even actually started development, which is crazy. But why do that? That's so dumb. Like, are you stupid? I think he is. Game stores should have Gen AI disclosures. I agree. Generative AI should be disclosed not as like, oh, they used AI to like as an assistant to like help them code a little bit, but like for any AI assets or just like a significant amount of AI coding, like if it's policy to use it, then yeah. But if it's just like one dude just doing it, because like why not? Then I don't see that as a problem. I also don't think it needs to be uh disclosed if it was used in like art that is never in like a release version of the game. But if it's purposefully in a release version of the game, it has to be shown. But it's perfect for like um stand-in art, like something you're gonna replace later. Post game depression. I mean, like, yeah, but that's something you get with anything that has a good story. Is that feeling of experiencing peak and just not being able to go to anything else, right? Or not that you're not able to go to anything else, but like it's like for the next couple hours at least, you're just stuck on it, like thinking about it, like oh that was so peak, right? And sometimes that lasts days. After I read, this is funny, but after I read the Uma Musume, Cinderella Gray manga, I had that feeling for a week because it was peak. It was peak, but I had that feeling for a week. It was crazy. Game Boy Advance is 25 years old. Holy. I haven't used mine in a while. Maybe I should use it a little bit, right? Holy. Witcher 3 has sold 60 million copies? That's crazy. I don't think Witcher 4 will beat that. I think it'll sell maybe similar if it's really good. If it's any worse, it won't. I think a lot of that is just it's been the Witcher game for so many years now, and it's a game that still holds up, right? If it didn't hold up as well, like if it aged a little worse, then it wouldn't have sold nearly that many. And then right below that, Liza P has sold 4 million copies. Not nearly as impressive, but it's also a much newer and much smaller game. Did I double click? Oh, whatever, I don't care. It's probably ones that I didn't even think of clicking for. Oh, I'm seeing people claim that the Crimson Desert translation for Spanish is so bad it must be AI, which would be funny. That would be funny. Which goes back to a lot of developers for the game came out, or I don't know if it was a lot or if it was just like a couple, but they came out and said that like because of the execs at the company, they had a lot of issues, right? And this seems like an executive thing where they're like, okay, we have to translate it, AI that bitch, and that doesn't work. That does not work well. Subnautica 2 is entering early access in May. Ooh. Okay, maybe I'll. There's been a lot of issues surrounding Subnautica 2. But Subnautica 1 is a cool game. So I'll definitely have to think about, or just keep it in mind, you know? Sony is tightening up the PlayStation Store. Good. Very good. A lot of stores, not Steam. Steam doesn't need to because it's far more open and just easier to develop for, so it should be more open. But I think the console stores like Nintendo, um, and Xbox and Sony should kind of limit it and like get rid of the shovelware slop because no one's buying that. And we've seen at least with the shovelware being visible on the Nintendo eShop that it is actually a hurt like it hurts the reputation of the company to have that on there. So it's not even like beneficial in that way. Right? Where it's like, oh, they're benevolent in allowing everything on because if you allow too much on, it hurts your reputation. So it's better to, tighten your belt. Someone here is saying that it's a bit of a shame that it's better to wait for updates to make game more playable than to buy latest games on the day of its release, which is a really funny thing to me because that's just not true at all. I think the only game I can remember in recent memory, and not even that recent, of like it needed updates day one of a game that I played at least was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I've played a lot of day one like games day one since then, but that's the only one I remember. And like it was playable, it was fine-ish, but it needed work, it needed a few updates, and it did get those. It did run slightly better and have less bugs eventually. Right. That game was definitely unfinished, but that's the only one I remember buying that was. There's other notable examples, but there's not that many. Like, it definitely feels like a blown out of proportion thing. And it's weird because it's blown out of proportion to the point of people act like it's with every single game when it's with like a couple games a year. A couple out of like so many, so many games come out in a year. Yet like two or three will be notable and have bugs on release, right? But even of those two or three, they're often still playable. Like it's very rare that you get a cyberpunk situation where the game is so broken it's unplayable. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people here being like, it's not really that common. I'm closing Reddit because people are so negative on there. Like, I saw someone bring up, like, yeah, this is mostly overblown. And then there was people replying, like, no, you're wrong. Right? People that just completely disagree with that. Very true statement. What other gaming news is there? Probably nothing. Ooh. Oh, when I was buying a computer monitor today, I definitely didn't buy the one I wanted because I was like, okay, I'm buying one, I'm spending a lot of money, I might as well get exactly what I want. So I was like, okay, 4K, 120 hertz, um, OLED. And then it turns out that was a little outside of my price range. It was like twice as much as I wanted to spend. Even after I heard that like that stuff had started coming down in price, that's why I thought I could like maybe get one of the cheaper ones, but they were all more expensive. So I had to get a 1440p OLED. But I'm excited. Definitely excited. I've heard so many good things about OLED, yet I've never seen a screen that's OLED before in my life. I just gotta wait. I just gotta wait until tomorrow, and then I can. Hopefully tomorrow. Amazon says tomorrow? Well, I should check. Because they can change that, right? They can be like, nah, it's actually like a couple days from now. They've done that before where they say like a date, um, and then once it's ordered, they change the date. Let me see. Does it say? It says arriving tomorrow. That's big. That's big. Yeah, that'll be good. Perfect monitor to play Pokemon Fire Red on. Oh my god. No, I'll be playing some probably Binding of Isaac, which is also not like a game that will look any better with a higher resolution or anything. What game do I have that's, that's gonna look better? Let me see. Let's open up Steam here. And then obviously I can just play like PlayStation games and stuff on it. And Switch. Switch can do, or Switch 2 can do that now. Does Switch 2 have HDR? You know, let me see. Let me see. Does it have HDR? Because the monitor will. What would it be under? Brightness? No. Display. HDR. Okay. Oh yeah, didn't I remember the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild Switch 2 editions have HDR, right? I still haven't completed 100%ing Tears of the Kingdom, so maybe I'll play that. Well, what games do I have here? Uh, hmm. I could do. Oh, most of my games don't really like they're not like 3D big good-looking games. Uh, will the new Lego Batman have HDR? Because I might get that. That comes out soon. Though it's full price, so I might wait for it to go down. But I love the Lego games. I used to play them all the time when I was younger. I really loved Star Wars The Complete Saga. So I think I might want to do like playthroughs of all those games on stream because they're so fun and it's so nostalgic. What else? Uh, yeah, nothing. I don't really have those games on Steam because they're expensive. And most of my Steam games are Steam sale games, and the games that go on the best sales, like the cheapest ones, are gonna be games like indie games, right? So I guess my best list of games would be PlayStation. I've got a few of those, and then also PlayStation Plus has all those. Um, because I don't have the base one where you just get the monthly games. I have the one with like you don't get the old games because I could just emulate those if I wanted to, but I get all the current ones. So I could play some games that I've never played before that like look good, or I could just do another run through of Elden Ring. I've done that too many times. Though, probably not. It's really hard when your controller has stick drift. Like, the game's not hard. It's an easy game. I can first try it, right? Not first try every boss. Like, I wouldn't do it deathless, but, like, I could. Like, if I really wanted to, I could do it deathless. Just give me, like, a couple attempts. Like, the whole game. Um, but it gets, like, 5 times harder when your controller has drift, so you have to use the lock on, because lock on in all FromSoft games is terrible, right? Just camera in general. They their camera is somehow worse than like Super Mario 64 camera. It's horrible. It's ridiculous. I hate it. But you have to lock on, which it's not good. Um, but even with that, the game's still not that hard. Like I remember when I did my first no summon run, and I was like, oh, Mesmer. You know, people take so long on him, and I was thinking it was going to take almost as long as Melania took, which that was like maybe 6 hours. No, not that long. It was like 50 attempts though, which wouldn't be 6. It would be like a like 3 hours. Um, but then I did it first try, which was funny to me because it wasn't that hard. Just hit him. Just hit him hard. He doesn't move fast enough. He like stays still longer, and because he doesn't heal and he doesn't have a proper second phase where he's got a whole second health bar. Right? It's just not that hard. And especially if you actually use the items. Like I was on my no summon run, I was annoyed with uh Consort Radon because it's hard, right? But it's like too hard to the point of like it's not as fun as some of the bosses that are like a little easier. Oh, why did I reset there? Like it wasn't as fun as when I was fighting Melania, which I think is the second hardest fight in the game. So I just threw on really heavy armor and then I brought out a shield and started poking him. And that was easy. I did it in like 2 attempts. And the only reason I lost the first time doing that was because he grabbed me. Because he's just got like the insta kill grab. It's like he has to do it twice, but the second one just kills you. And I think it was out of stamina or something. I don't know. But other than him, I'd say the game is not that hard. Though I also have like 400, no, 500 hours in the game. So maybe I just have played it too much. But what's really funny is how easy Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 were, and Demon Souls. They were all incredibly easy. Like they had some moments, but overall it was so much easier. Meanwhile, before I played them, it was just over and over again being told by people that like, no, Elden Ring's easy. The other ones are so much harder, and it's like, no, no chance. Those ones are so easy, right? I think in Dark Souls 1, the boss I died to the most was Knight Artorias, and that death count is 3. It was the hardest boss, and I only died 3 times. I think I would have died more to Manus if I didn't realize that humanity is the best healing method in the game and that Estus flasks are for losers. because by that point I had like 30 or 40 humanities or something, like a lot. So I could just use them in the fight and get full health instead of just like a little bit of health back from the Estus. So that made that easy. But the games were fun, even though they were easy. Except for Dark Souls 2, that game sucks. The game is crap. Like, I haven't 100% today. I've beaten all the DLCs in all of those games, except for Dark Souls 2's. Because I just don't want to go back to it. Like, I could. But just not only has it not been fun, but the areas that are coming up in the DLC of it for me to do are areas that I've heard over and over again suck. And they suck by Dark Souls community standards, and those people love the game. So if the people who love the game are telling me it sucks, someone like me who really doesn't, like it's probably the worst game I played last year. But yeah, for someone like me who just doesn't like that game, I'm just not gonna have fun with it. So why play it? Plus, there's so many games to play anyway. I have too many things to do. Too many. Like I still haven't 100%ed Binding of Isaac. What's my trophy count at actually? Yeah, what's my trophy count at in Binding of Isaac? 185 out of 641. I have 28% in 125 hours. So it's going to take me 500 hours to 100% Binding of Isaac. I'll do it though. I want to do it because it's such a fun game. You know, it's weird. Today, I've gotten a lot less encounters. Like, I've been very slow with getting encounters. But I feel like this has been the most fun day of hunting yet. And it's mostly because I'm just, like, doing it in the background as I talk about other things. Oh, my nose is itchy again. I don't know why that happens. But it has been happening a lot recently. It's so annoying. Huh. I really hope that I haven't missed it today. Because I haven't been paying that much attention to it, so I could have 100% just reset over it. That would be unfortunate. I doubt it. I haven't done enough resets where that's likely, but I don't know. Probably not. There's probably nothing to worry about. How off is that 27 hours now? Probably very. I think I've got like 6 hours into this hunt already. So I've been thinking of doing one of those archipelagos because I've been seeing them a lot recently on YouTube, and they're always fun to watch, but they're also always fun to like play. At least I would assume so, because I love playing randomizers. Like I used to play so many different like Zelda randomizers. Like I remember the original multi-game randomizer being Super Metroid and A Link to the Past. Like I remember that back like over 10 years ago now. That was awesome. I think it was over 10 years or like something like that. It was a long time ago. But stuff like that has always been fun to me. So I think I'll do it. Um they also always perform well on YouTube. So like that's not part of why I want to do it. Definitely not. Yeah, that's exactly why I want to. Though it would be more fun with other people, but I don't have anyone else to do it with, so I'd have to do like one of those like on my own ones first. And I don't really know anyone who I could do it with. So maybe I'll do one on stream and then just like at the end of the video I make out of it, I just say like, "Hey, in the comments if you're interested in participating, comment down below or something, you know?" Oh, and they're also super good on YouTube because the thumbnails are easy to make. You just put like the different characters of the games. Right? It's like the perfect uh YouTube content. Or I don't know. Maybe I'll try and get into contact with one of my friends and see if they could participate. Because it really is always just more fun with multiple people. But everything is. Like, there's nothing that is more fun. Well, not there's nothing that's more fun on its own. But there's so many things, especially gaming related, that are just more fun with other people. Like, there's a reason that multiplayer games are popular. There's a reason that um Like couch co-op was a big thing. Nowadays, those are declining, but on the multiplayer side, that's mostly because the multiplayer games just haven't been good. Like they've made a billion Call of Duty games and they've all been going down, right? It's like at no point have they ever gone up in quality. Um, but even accounting for that, there's been a ton of like play with your friend kind of games. Like there's been the ones where you're like two people and you have different abilities and you have to solve puzzles. There've been the ones that are like people call friend slot because they're lonely and alone, just like me. You're on Moltres 8900 plus. You know it's a lot, but that's not that far over odds. Hopefully you get it soon though. Oh, I really don't want this hunt to go over odds. Just want to get wandering again for a bit. Yeah, that's one of the issues with these long hunts, is they occupy so much of your time that, like, if it goes too long, it ends up feeling like you're stuck. Like you can't do anything else, and it just drags on. The starter in Leaf Green Shiny, I don't, like, I'm not interested in going for the starters, but that's because uh, I got them in Legend ZA recently, so I'm just not interested. Plus, I've already done the hunt. I got a Squirtle like 6 years ago in on a physical copy of Leaf Green. So like maybe I'll do it at some point, but I'm just not interested right now. 1 in 4100 is fair. 8200 is a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I think 8200 is fine. Like if those were the odds just for the random like running in the grass encounters, because you can get through those pretty quickly. But for soft resets where you can only get through like a few in a minute, it's like 3 or 4 per minute. 8200 is a lot. Hell, for soft resetting, I think it was really good, like a good amount of time in Legends ZA when I was soft resetting Latios, and I had odds of like 1 in 800 or something like that. Zapdos has darker feet. The shiny one is right below my face cam. It's orange. Orange beak, orange feet. ZA was so easy. Yeah, a lot of the shiny hunting was easy. Um, but I think the soft reset hunts for the legendaries, the only one I've done uh so far. I'm gonna do all of them, but the only one I've done so far is Latios. But it didn't feel like it took too long. It took like 8 hours, so it was fun. Virizion took you 6. Yeah, but Virizion Shiny also looks really good. So I think that's worth it. I just really wish they had some sort of system to make finding specific uh like typed zones in the Mega Dimension DLC. Like I wish there was a way to find specific ones. Because I am not happy that it took me 20 hours of just going into 5-star zones to find the rock type 5-star one. Like I found several ice types, several um fire, grass, water, dragon. Yet it took me 20 hours to find the rock type one. Though that still probably would have been better than getting Aerodactyl from a fossil. Gimmighoul was the last and hardest. I got the Gimmighoul one twice, but I didn't find any shiny Gimmighouls because it always spawned me in a bad place and I wasn't really looking for it. Like, I didn't want to spend a lot of time because I was still just trying to get the Aerodactyl. No storage in the game at the moment. Oh yeah, I know I have I think over 700 shinies currently in ZA, plus just a ton of other Pokemon. So it's a huge hassle. But my issue is my home is like almost full. They need like storage expansions for home. I assume the home connectivity is gonna come before, maybe not before, but maybe on um the release date for Pokemon Champions. Because if I remember correctly, Champions will have Megas at launch, and the only way to get those Pokemon is through Legends ZA. It will be the same time? Yeah. I think it'll be the same day for Fire Red Leaf Green as well. Because I don't think they have it yet. Unfortunately, we don't have the date for some reason. They just don't want to give us the day. Though it'll be sometime next month. The game looked finished, so it's not gonna get delayed. Complete the Hunt Legends? Yeah, I did a Nuzlocke where I somehow got a first encounter shiny Snorlax, and then I immediately went on to hunting the legends. Though I've been doing it very slowly. Lock, yeah, yeah, very few times do you expect to get the first encounter shiny Snorlax. Though I usually have really good shiny luck, because I know in Legends EA, for both Fennekin and Froakie, when I was hunting those, I got um, shiny alpha female Fennekin and like for Fennekin and Froakie, which I forget the odds on that, but it's ridiculous. Arceus and ZA, you were good. Scarlet Till. I don't like hunting in Scarlet, but that's because I'm kind of colorblind. I remember about a year ago. Yeah, you could find the Pokemon easily, but about a year ago, I was hunting because there was the event for like better odds for a few Pokemon after Pokemon Day, and one of those was Poliwag. And the issue is Poliwag shiny. There is a difference. It is a slight color difference, but because of my color blindness, I cannot see that difference. So I had to use a filter on the game to make it visibly different. And then whenever a Pokemon is tiny as well, like I remember hunting Charcadet. Like I love Charcadet and Sarah such a cool Pokemon. But hunting it is torture. Oh, and then that same day with the Poliwag, um, Applin was boosted as well. And Applin in the game is shorter than the grass, but the shiny one is green, so it just blends in with the grass. That was terrible. My eyes were hurting looking for it. But I did eventually find, I think I needed 5 of them. So that was hours on its own. Charcadet Eyes was okay. Hated Pichu. I never did Pichu in Scarlet. Though it is really close. Oh, Pichu and ZA was so easy though. It was awesome because there was a door like right next to it that you could just go in and out. So you would get encounters faster than warping, right? You could just use a rubber band to just hold back on the controller, just leave it for a while. Those early game tricks were cool. Yeah. Yeah, they were cool. It was just I don't know, they kind of wore on me when all I did for a month straight was shiny hunt in that game. Staryu's also in Corbo's warehouse area, 3 Tower, near early days 6 months ago. Huh, I guess I never saw that one. Because I wasn't looking online for like different places to hunt. I was finding that stuff on my own. Like I remember when I first realized that warping to I think it's area 5 is crazy because you get like 20 different resets because you're warping both 5 and 16. Moments like that were awesome. But then there were also moments like hunting Helioptile, where it appears for like half the day, and you have to run in a bit to get the encounters. Or hunting Larvitar for like 8 hours before getting one. Just running back and forth. So I couldn't even. Like, it wasn't even a hunt I could just leave the controller doing it. I had to sit there running back and forth. There were some other annoying ones. Chespin was kind of annoying because you had to, like, check back every so often. Because most of the time, when I left it overnight, um, I would get 3 Diggersby, like 3 shiny Diggersby. So I had to just like keep checking it because I needed 3 Chespin. That definitely took a while. Larvitar above rooftop of Trevenant area was easy shiny on bench. I did that for one of them, but for the other two, I did the running back and forth over I forget what wild zone it is, but I think it's the ghost type wild zone, maybe? Where there's like the two of them where you run back and forth. Because that was the fastest way to do that. 15? Yeah, 15. Because there was the other one like around a bit where you could see the Larvitar and do the bench. And I think that one's the one over Trevenant. Yeah, starting with shinies is cool. I've done that a couple times where it's like I hunt in a game before I start a file in another one, just so I can start with that starter shiny. But I don't do it too often. I don't know. I rarely actually use my shinies. What up? Nothing much. Just looking for the orange bird. Well, most of the bird isn't orange. It's still yellow. Oh, why am I... I think the only Pokemon game I consistently played through with a shiny is Heart Gold because it's so easy to hunt, right? It's so easy to hunt, and you get a different starter every time because you're not like choosing one. It's just random. So there's a bit of fun in it, even though I've hunted them so many times at this point. You'll keep going for the KFC bird yourself? Well, good luck with that. Hopefully your encounters don't get too high, right? Hopefully before 10K. Oh wow. I should have looked at the time earlier. It's 12:40 a.m. Crazy. I need to really start streaming earlier. Because if I was smart, I'd be going to bed right now. But I can do this a little longer. Maybe I'll go to 9:50. The only reason I stream so late is because, I always put everything off. Like, I never do anything. There's so many things I should do. So many things I want to do, but I never end up doing them. It's like I have to force myself to do everything. Right? I never just end up doing something. Ugh. Still a regular. I really should be more prepared when I start streaming. Because, like, my throat's been dry the entire time. And I don't have anything to drink up here. But I say that now, and probably the exact same thing is going to happen next time. Right? It'll be dry again next time. And I won't have anything again. But, what are mistakes for if not just to repeat them again and again, right? You're not supposed to learn from them. I think once I'm done Zapdos, because these hunts do take so long. Originally, I was going to do them back to back, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to do like a Zapdos hunt and then switch to something else. Then go back and do a hunt, just like back and forth, you know? So it doesn't feel like I spend like months going for just soft reset hunting for legendaries and I didn't need to reset there. But yeah, I don't want to just spend months where all I accomplish is hunting a couple legendaries in Fire Red, right? I want to do other things. Maybe if they were faster, right? Like if they had the newer odds, or even if they had like black and white 2 shiny charm odds, right? Where there that was like 1 in 2,000 something. Those odds are great. Yeah, I really wish they implemented the shiny charm earlier. Though I guess you wouldn't be able to get it without the Gen 3 games, right? Oh yeah, I weighed myself today for the first time in about a year, and I'm actually up. I'm up like 10 pounds, but down on uh I'm down on fat. which I guess means I built a bit of muscle. I don't know how, but it's not that going down on fat is even a good thing for me. I'm still like 20 pounds underweight. So maybe I should just like start gorging myself or something. Just eat everything. Just consume all the fast food. I can't afford it anyway. And I'd have to Uber Eats it because I don't have a car. Because car insurance is too expensive and a car is too expensive. And gas is expensive, especially now. Gas prices are going up. It's all too expensive. But then Uber Eats is too expensive. But food from a grocery store is too expensive. Food here in Canada is just ridiculously priced. Though I guess speaking of the like shoveling down food, my dinner today was a whole frozen pizza. That was nice. It tasted good. I often hear people say that it doesn't taste good, like that frozen pizza just doesn't taste good, and I have to disagree. I think it tastes amazing. Well, maybe not amazing, but like it doesn't taste bad. Yeah, no way is it bad. It's just maybe it's not like super high quality. But I'm poor. I'm not eating high quality food anyway. Because in terms of calories, I'm not getting more calories, like more healthy calories for less money ever. It would always be more. And for someone like me who is underweight and generally just doesn't eat enough calories, like I'm malnourished, the number one most important thing is actually just getting more food into my system, right? No matter what it is, as long as it's not actual toxic sludge. Okay, that is 950, and that is all for today. You know what? I'll do one more. One more. Because this one is it. It's like that meme of like the guy mining for diamonds and he stops right before. That's what it is. It's always right after you stop. Okay, maybe I was wrong. That is all for today. See you